raised in the Lone Star Land, with boots on my feet and dreams in my hand. A little sassy but a whole lot of grace. You'll see that fire when you look in my face. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. From the blue bonnet fields to the city streets, every step I take feels like home to me. With a little sass and a lot of pride, this Texas girl's got nothing to hide. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Gummy shoe prints, laid them down the street. Chocolate wrappers hiding secrets sweet. They don't miss a beat, they've got a knack. With licorice ropes pulling answers back. Twist the wrapper to reveal the truth. A sticky web spun by a candy sloop. No sour lies can escape the grip. These lollipops.
Sebastian, sweet boy, where have you gone? The sun sets low, but we keep marching on. The wind whispers your name soft through the pines, a melody aching in these hearts of mine. Roads are endless, the nights are cold, but your story's a light we'll never let go. Where are you, sweet boy Sebastian? We're searching the hills, the rivers, the plains. You deserve better, oh you deserve better. And your army is fighting through heartache and pain. Your laughter once rang like bells through the air. Now silence just lingers, it's more than we can bear. We carry your memory, a flag in our hands. Through shadows and valleys, through shifting sands. The roads are endless, the nights are cold, but your story's a light we'll never let go. Where are you, sweet boy Sebastian? We're searching the hills, the rivers, the plains. You deserve better, Oh, you deserve better, and your army is fighting through heartache and pain. Your laughter once rang through heartache and pain.
Well, hello, my friends. Happy Monday to everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate y'all. Hello, SI. Hey, Blue Eyes. Kimberly. Hey, Daisy Dukes. Me and you. Brenda Sue, how are you? Hey, Miss Rhonda. So good to have everybody. And looky, there's Miss Kathy. I hope you are feeling better, darling. We've been praying for you so hard. You have been in our prayers for sure. So many are sick, y'all. It's that time of the year for all the sickness. Let's see here. We've got, let me get through. Kelly East, hello there. So good to have you. Miss Fran, how are you? And Mama, hello. Lisa King, always good to have you with us. Kylie's Nail Candy, hello there. Charlene McPack, how are you doing? Rusty Pipes, hello to you. Daniel, well, hello, Daniel. We are praying for you as well. Let's see who else we got with us today. Hello, Cheryl. Always good to have you with us. Tap dancer Lizzie. Hello, Crime and Justice. Another great show today. Keep bringing those facts out. Good job. Hello, Selena. Hi, Joe. Good to have you. Jacqueline. Always good to have you with us. Let's see. Anybody else sneaking in here? Let's see. Let's see. Pitter patter. Hello there. Wild Child for Life coming in hot. She made it. Welcome, welcome. Jay Zolly praying for this child. Heartbreaking. Yes, it is. We pray every day for Sebastian. Hi, Pam. How are you? Good to have you with us. In his eyes. Always good to have you with us. Narita, hello. So glad you're here. Sandy, how are you? And Sheila, good to have y'all. Lady for Justice, hello, hello. So good to have all my friends in the house today. Yay. Welcome to everybody. Thank you all so, so much for being here. Today, we're going to kind of hang out and talk a little bit. I had talked about the email. And of course, Sebastian's dad brought the truth out and showed how deceiving the prophets are. Josh from the lab is someone who is highly, highly on the top list of being an amazing creator. And he always tells everything exactly how it is. And he's going to speak on that here in a minute. We're going to listen to him. Yeah, Sandy, I love Josh. Love to listen to Josh. And so we're going to listen because Josh is so respected by so many people. And he's going to talk about it here in just a second. But, we're going to have days where we're going to kind of degress a little bit and kind of bring ourselves back down because we put out so much heavy stuff all at one time. And today's going to be one of those days that we're just going to kind of bring it back down a little bit. And with that being said, if there is ever, hey, Sassy, listening in the background. Well, good to have you with us. Yes, his voice is very soothing. And Josh is one of those people that when he gets tickled about something, he just makes me laugh. But hang on just a second. 4 nights. Okay. Just got a message from a friend I've been waiting on all day to hear from. So I just want to make sure she was okay. And as well, I'm on that subject. Cecilia's not going to be with us today. She had to go to the hospital for a little bit. She's got pneumonia. So y'all please keep her in your prayers as well. Hey, Michelle. And so, hey, Lori, y'all come on in. Come on in. So, you know, when I show these pictures, I know a lot of people have a hard time seeing anything at all. And trust me, I get it because it took me a long time to actually see things. But once you see something, you start seeing a lot of things. And once I got explained, to exactly how there's so many layers to all these pictures that you might see somebody that looks very close up and large in scale, and then see a little tiny shadow of a figure of someone else, but it's not exactly in the same area. There's layers to it. And when there's smoke and fog being put out, like what we believe was happening, all the things cause refractions, so you got to peel through all those layers. And there's a lot in those pictures, a very lot of things that you can see. Some pictures are clearer than others. Others you have to really look in and zoom in and take your time. And in doing so, guys, it really weighs on me a lot because there are so many that I would like to just put out there and say, look. But those are the pictures that I don't think need to be put out in the public at this time because they're not good. They're not good. And I myself, after digging in hard with the pictures and background checks and looking into this and looking into that myself, I have to be able to take some time to kind of just bring myself back down because it starts affecting you over time. And so that's what we're going to kind of do today. We're going to just listen to what Josh said because I wanted everybody to see that, look, it's not just me saying that Katie and Chris gave this email saying, here, look, Seth was looking into putting him in school. Jen, you're sick. Oh no. Hugs to you, my friend. Hugs to you. We'll pray for you. Tell you, there's a lot of sickness going around. Lots of it. But I want to be able to back up the things I can tell y'all. And this will be one of those. And with that being said, we're also, going to conversate. If you have questions, put them in chat. Let's dig into it. Let's see what we can figure out because it takes every one of us. And I have people all the time that are sending me information and emails, text messages, all those things. And it takes all of us. So before we get started, let's make sure we put out our little thingy here so everyone can understand. Myself, along with moderators, subscribers, and anyone in chat, express their opinion. On this channel, we present speculation, possibilities, and show things found for everyone to decide for themselves what opinion they have. We're here for helpful purposes only. We're not here for drama, for hate, or anything negative. Please respect all opinions. And as always, my content is not to be used in a negative way at any time. There's no sense in it. But yeah, Sandy, I'm with you on that one. Sandy says, has everyone forgotten that she sleeps with the dogs if Chris is not home yet? He told her to put the dogs up. They can't remember their own lies. I agree. Let's see here. There's another one. I believe Brenda Sue said, I believe the person that you showed in the Texas Roadhouse was a creator, in my opinion. Brenda Sue, I feel that is a very high probability. Yeah, they have told way too many lies. Blue Eye says she does sleep with one while he is home. Just saying. But let's listen to Josh as he talks about this email and the situation at hand that we have talked about many a time. Let's listen to this. And it's not going to be very long. We're not going to play his whole live, but just this first little bit. So, let me get closed captions so everybody can make sure they hear all the things. Here we go. As this is playing, Tap Dancer Lizzie says, Lolly, early on it was said Sebastian's bio dad was not in the picture. Is Seth his bio dad? Yes, Seth is his bio dad. And at the time, they had fun with the fact that they could actually state that, his dad wasn't real involved, but to their surprise, Seth likes to clear up their lies. Thank goodness, because we would all still be believing that he was very young in mind and couldn't really function. He had bad table manners. We saw all the pictures of him when he was young, all the things. And his father comes along and tells us basically who Sebastian really was and brings him to life for us. And we see, or I do, guys, when his dad talks about him, I see a young man that's growing into himself and becoming who he's going to become. And I don't see a misbehaved, unruly young kid. But that's exactly how they put him out to be. So here is Josh with the lab. And let's get going. Let's see, I might get a little more in. He's playing his intro. Here we go.
Any better?
It's getting this.
I never know if there is or not. It's all I'm listening to. Anyway, welcome to the lab. I'm your host again. My name is Joshua. It's good to see you. Good to be here. I'm only 7 minutes late today. Yeah, that's all right. I mean, I do apologize. Sometimes, 7 minutes is pretty bad, but you want to actually start shows on time. Sometimes I do. Most of the times I don't. Actually, most of the time I don't. And sometimes I started just a little bit late or something along those lines. Anyway, so we're going to obviously be talking about the Sebastian Rogers case in lieu of the things that have come out in the last, I don't know, 18 to 20 hours. And, it gets a little odd, the timing of things where people start to leak messages. Look, and for whatever reason, there is to either make somebody else look bad or to change the narrative of maybe what they feel is the narrative. And I don't know if that's exactly what happened. I don't know exactly if that was Chris and Katie that did those things, if they did leak the emails. And it's not even really a leaked email. I mean,
Okay, I'm going to pause it right here to remind you. And I have been looking, I believe Crabtree must have taken the video he did where he talked about him and Clue sitting down on the couch at Katie and Chris's house and them giving them this email from Seth. I was going to play that as well, but I can't find it. So I pretty much would guess that it was taken down. I should have screen recorded that at the time, but it is what it is. But this is where that's where I heard the email come from. Katie and Chris gave it to Crabtree and to Clue. And yes, Mackenzie says, yes, I remember that, Lolly. Okay, I got a witness. I'm not cuckoo. Thank you, Mackenzie, for backing me up on that. I cannot find it. I'm looking through, and y'all, I'm listening through all of his ramblings over there, but I'm going to keep trying. And when and if I can ever get it, I will play it for y'all. So let's listen to Josh's thought on all of this.
But as with most things on social media, most things get twisted and used as fodder. And who knows why, other than, there's this whole, there's sides. Okay. Let's just say that there are sides. Some people believe the story that Chris and Katie, put out, and some people believe the story that Seth has put out. Here's what we know about the case: that Sebastian went missing very early in the morning. Law enforcement says there's no signs that he left. They don't know how he left, if he left. They don't know if there's foul play. But they say they have no evidence of foul play. And as we kind of discuss this whole boarding house or reform school or whatever, I have the email here. And from what I understand,
now Seth shared the email with Josh. He has eyes on it. Mackenzie said, and Brenda's backing me up too. But Mackenzie says yes, said Lolly. Remember, Stephen said plainly that him and Clue sent both sent them emails at Chris and Katie. Yep. 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 And so Josh is looking at the email. Seth sent it to him. So he has it. He's looking at it right in front of him. And if anyone on this platform is to be trusted with the truth, it's going to be the lab and Josh. He is the fairest person I've ever seen. So let's listen to what he says about the email he has right in front of him.
From this email is that the emails that were exchanged and the programs that were discussed were like, like a ranch school. I'm looking right here. All boys therapeutic boarding school. So Seth allegedly had this conversation with an evaluator, and they were looking at these options because this is something that that Chris and Katie were looking into. They discussed it with Seth. And when they did that, Seth spent some time on the phone with someone who emailed him 4 or 5 different options of schools. And so when you think about it, it's, it seems to be that it's being twisted as nefarious, that there's this like some sort of underlining secret or whatever it is. I really don't know that to be the case. But like, as I'm looking at this email, this is an email that was sent to Seth, that Seth then forwarded on to Chris and Katie. I'm looking at the emails, and I mean, I just don't see anything nefarious one way or the other.
Wait, what? Did y'all hear that? There was nothing nefarious one way or the other. At no time did any of it seem to be, let's get rid of him. Let's throw him over here into another house. And no, none of that. Yes, luckily Seth looked up the place where they were going to send Sebastian. And there had been, within a recent amount of time, 6 individuals that had lost their lives at that facility alone. Of course, it was the type of facility that Freedom Church would send troubled kids to, because they believed that, you could beat out their illness as far as autism, as far as their sexuality conflicting, trying to figure out who they really were, what they're supposed to be, kind of thing. And yeah, 6 kids. And so here's Josh, the most respected individual on YouTube. Yes, Gina, Tyler Fellers. He was all up in the Summer Wells case, talking all about it. Sebastian goes missing. That man disappeared from YouTube. Of course, he goes to Freedom Church. So it really does make you wonder. And so I thought by listening to Josh explain this situation to us, this email that he has laid his eyes on, he's witnessed the original email correspondence here. What better way to confirm what we're saying? Let's listen to the rest of this here.
The one thing that I do understand is that people are saying that, you know, this is motive, or this is that, or this is that. I have no idea if this is motive. I don't know what happened to Sebastian. Everybody claims that they do not know what happened to Sebastian. And that, to me, that's the biggest takeaway from this whole thing. Like, how is it that we're this far along the line? Look, if law enforcement knew this, then, you know, that's who needs to know it. Law enforcement should know these things, these emails or whatever. But I'll tell you this, looking over the emails, I don't see anything nefarious about them on either side, other than when people put these things out as a weaponization. That's kind of how I feel about what's going on here. And we're going to listen to Tony go on Mr. and Mrs. E's channel last night to discuss this. And I'm going to react in real time because I have not heard this.
Okay. Now, I'm going to give y'all the option. Do y'all want to hear Josh's reaction to Tony being on Mr. and Mrs. E about the situation or anything? I just was planning to play this first opening part because it was a different side that put the email out only from Seth saying, here are a few homes for you to look into. We can get together and talk about it. They presented it as if, look here, Seth was getting rid of his son. He was going to have him put in a home. Maybe that's what he did. Maybe he took him and put him in one of these homes. Well, if Seth put him in a home somewhere, Seth would be the one not looking for him. Seth would be the one that knew exactly where his child was, and therefore knew that it would be useless to be out searching, walking, driving, hollering out for his child over and over and over again. And it's so stupid. It is. And you know, this is the part where we over here, that the other side likes to call the green team, we're all Sebastian's army over here. And then you have the other side, who are the proud feet side. And there is a huge division when it comes to this young man's case. I don't necessarily think that there is ever a case that is talked about on social media platforms where there's not a division on who they all believe. Who do you think? Even with the Summer Wells case, it has now become, are you on Fred's side or are you on Andy's side? Because those are two people that a group is either on one side or a group is either on the other side. But those sides and those happenings with those two men are completely different. And so you got to pick your side. You can't just be on Summer's side. Just like over here, you can't just be on Sebastian's side. You got to pick a side. Well, I've chosen. I picked Sebastian. I didn't come over here for Katie and Chris. I didn't come over here just for Seth. I came over here for this missing young man, just like with Summer's case. I'm there for that little girl. I'm not there. I could care less. I don't think either one of those men had anything to do with it. But when it comes to Sebastian's case, I clearly, very, very clearly see a father whose tears will flow freely when he's talking about his child whose eyes are still puffy 19 months later. And I see a mother and her husband and his family who are always on vacations, going here, going there, visiting this friend and that friend. Thank you, Mackenzie, for saying that. She said Lolly has never made us choose sides. She has always been about Sebastian, just like us. Yeah. I mean, I would love for Seth to be able to know where his child is. I do feel like Katie and Chris, they both know where Sebastian is. Therefore, they're able to move on in life. Seth is in limbo. Now, had all three of them remained in the same space, the same limbo land, worried, not knowing all the things, then I probably wouldn't, question a lot of things as long as Katie and Chris didn't speak out, because every time they speak out, there's something new you find. And, that is my opinion. And I do feel like Katie and Chris know. I believe there was a plan in place before they ever drove up to the Texas Roadhouse. There are way too many players involved in that Texas Roadhouse. Had it not been for this young man going missing, we would not know about all those CPS cases. Mr. Chris made a funny joke when he was talking out at one point where he says, Sebastian actually thought that he was going to get me kicked out of my own house. Well, folks, it is my opinion that that's exactly what happened. And Mr. Chris couldn't let that be known because he was fighting for custody for his daughter. Sebastian had to go. He was causing problems and standing in the way of Mr. Chris gaining control of his daughter. It's their actions, Katie and Chris's, that I question. It is 100% their words that they use. Their body language. When he's telling us a story and shaking his head, no, the body gives away signs that you're lying. And so, with that being said, Michelle says if there wasn't Sebastian back from the Texas Roadhouse, there wouldn't be the 3 a.m. video. I look at it this way. It very well could be that somebody was waiting on that back road there. Katie went down a little bit, let Sebastian out. He had to go get in that other car. That car might have drove him around or just had some little things to do while Katie went home and got all things prepared for whatever was going down. And that person could have parked in the neighbor behind them's house with Sebastian. Now, if you really want to stop and think about it, if Sebastian had taken the trash out that night, the dogs the very next morning would have followed his scent to the end of that driveway. They would have hit on that trash can. The only scent was running into the retention pond. And hey, very well could have been Katie or Chris that did that. There's just so much sitting here in this young man's case that we don't know. All we can do, and all my goal is to try to break down and find the truth. Why would he go and change just to run? Exactly. Run back out to take the trash to the end of the road. Yeah, exactly. He would have had to run in that house, strip down his clothes, put on new clothes, and go take out the trash. I mean, I believe there was someone else there to do that. I believe it was not Sebastian that took out the trash. And I believe it very possibly could have been Katie because she was the one with the dark hoodie on at Texas Roadhouse. She wouldn't need to change. And she obviously knew how he ran. Still trying to figure out how the FBI knew how he ran because she said that the FBI has cleared it up and has identified it as being Sebastian by the way he ran back to the house. So, KK, how did the FBI know how he ran? Did you tell them? Is that what it was? You told them how he ran? Like in the way that you could have ran? Just asking, guys. Throwing that question out there. Yes, me and you, I did hear about Alaska and the typhoon that has hit that area, and they are flooding big time. Oh, let me get Josh off here and we'll hang out here and talk. But I hope you heard what Josh said because, of course, the other side put it out that Seth was looking for a place to send his son. Yeah, I do think he had a hoodie on. Because in the pictures, the 3 a.m. pictures, I do 100% think he had one on that night. But of course, they had to have his clothes, remember? They had to be able to show that he changed clothes there, had the clothes there. They needed to be able to say, see, he made it home last night. Here's his clothes. Here's his shoes. But they forgot if he ran away in the dark of night, early morning, and it's cold outside, and this young man does not like to get his feet dirty, they screwed up, folks. And I don't think they quite realized it till Seth asked, and Katie did not respond to that question. There was a pair of black pants with a white stripe, just like Mr. Chris said that he was wearing, wasn't sweatpants, he said. It was a black pair of Adidas type of old school pants with the white stripe. And that is exactly what was found by Terry Lynn down by Drake's Creek. Now, I'm going to be straight up with you when it comes to that. I honestly believe something was up with that. I believe those were placed there only because it's been said by Barbecue Lady on a TikTok video live that she was doing and had her friends in chat where she said clearly, yes, we do know those pants were Sebastian's. So were the glasses. They were old ones that he had. Well, how did they end up in Drake's Creek? You know what I'm saying? Hey, SL, I'm glad to see you in chat. How's that going to end? Only one pair of clothing, and they end up in the creek, just that one item that matches exactly what Mr. Chris said he had on that night. Brenda Sue, I did hear. Yeah, even Truth, Elevated Truth said the same thing. Yeah. How does one pair of pants get in the creek bed? There's those things that get planted. And remember, the white crashed out vehicle that we looked at seemed to be like a Jeep Cherokee or something along that lines. It was abandoned on the side of the road that night. It was rolled over into Drake's Creek. Silver's on the scene, found it. He went back to it a good several weeks later, like a month or so later. And he, showed it again where he goes back. It's still sitting there. So, it's exactly. Yes, Crime and Justice. How did the glasses end up on Hutch Court? Same street that Danny Guy had property on, just around the corner from the Bower Sox house. I mean, folks, you can't make this stuff up, really. Yep, Mackenzie, I think you're right. I think Chris did believe that he could beat the autism out of Sebastian, but it wasn't working. And it was starting to interfere. And guys, this is my opinion. It was interfering with his court custody that he had for his daughter. It has not been checked that I know of, the cemetery there. We did a whole live about it and everything, but I don't know that anybody's gone in and checked around there. I did hear that somebody was close by there, looked into it, and it did look like soft ground over there in a spot or two. Oh, yeah. Bowersox will not let them. The mattress pad, the knife at Worsham's, and the box that had Katie's pictures written on it. You know, we did confirm Katie had a storage unit next to Worsham's. In between those two places towards the back there was found the mattress pad cover, a knife, in a box with black writing that said Katie's pictures. And so, yeah, here we go. You know, how did those things get out of her storage building? How were those just few items laying around? Of course, Craddock was called, came and looked at them, said, they're not anything that we need. This has not got anything to do with Sebastian missing. Really? You got a missing child and you're not going to take that knife and go check if there's any DNA on it? You have a missing child and you're not going to take that mattress pad and find out what is stained all over it? You know, come on already. But that's how Sumner County rolls, guys. Exactly. His eyes. Is that who, you know, we know mommy was there and Katie pulled up beside her and handed off something. Does she hand the keys to her storage building over? Did Mommy Socks go in there and pull out a few things and stroll them around just to throw everybody off? And yet just to have the sheriff come in and say, nah, no. Crime and Justice, from what I understand, those storage units were never checked. I asked that same question. And I was told, no, it was nothing pertaining to Sebastian. They didn't need to check it. Oh, yeah, you could tell that, Mackenzie. You could tell that for sure. I don't know, Brenda Sue. Maybe they should start receiving some emails about it. You know, when the very first time we saw him was in the court and they had both gotten kind of puffy. And yeah, maybe they were trying to drink away the memory of that night. I know. Miss Kathy said it's odd that KK had a box of pictures and Summer had a box with Summer 2016. It was found in another state. Yeah, one of the band members just found out he had cancer, so they may not be playing. I'm not sure if they will or not. And, you know, so many things. I've had several people tell me that, you know, they would send in a tip And County would reply, thank you, but at this time, this is not the type of tips we are looking for. How is there a 15-year-old boy that disappears from his home, no trace of anything, no digital evidence anywhere to be seen, 19 months in, and you're going to say that's not the kind of tip? How do you know what kind of tip you need? You know? Or are they picking and choosing what kind of tips they want to pay attention to? Are they only choosing tips that pertain to his biological father and avoiding the tips to his stepfather and his mother? Is that it? You know, I mean, you got to question at this time and day, 19 months later. Guys, we're almost coming up on 20 months. No digital evidence of any kind showing Sebastian left that home. Their words, that's what they say. There's nothing. All those acres and acres and acres and miles and miles and miles of land that was searched, and nobody found anything. How do you turn down anything at that point? You know what I'm saying? How do you? There was a ransom demand for Sebastian Rogers from Mexico, saying he had been trafficked. I can get him to you. Here's the crypto wallet ID that this person had. That tip was turned in. You know what I'm saying? They don't do nothing. Mackenzie, what is it? Okay, let me read this again here. Hold on. Is one of the creators that has kept this. Oh, you're talking. Okay, I see what you're saying. I thought you were asking a question. I was like, wait, what? Who? Why? Sorry about that. Hello to everybody coming in. Thank you all for being here. I hope you're enjoying this. Today, we're kind of doing a deflate on all the things that we've been showing and just hanging out. And people have questions. Exactly. Crime and justice, the biggest question of all. Because if that had anything pertaining to Sebastian, a missing child, that crosses state lines. Hell, that even goes into another country. The FBI should have acted on that. But they didn't. Not at all. Not at all. But guys, let's stop and think about this, okay? Let me see if I can pull up. Let me see. I'm going to try to pull up something because I want to prove a point on let me see. Here we go. Let me put this up. I'm going to show y'all something. And this is a theory I have. Well, me and you, I would, but somehow I got locked out of my own phone an account. So I'm trying to work on it. I'm waiting for them to send me a confirmation link to get back into my own Google number. Once I do, we will for sure. I promise. Okay, here we go. Let me just go here. I'm going to pull this up. Okay, let's X off of this. Okay. Let me share this real quick because we're going to look at something and I'm going to show to you why I believe the FBI. Oh, here we go. See right? Oh, it disappeared. Here's Hendersonville. Okay. There is Sebastian's house right there at 10008. Okay. And so if we're going to go down a little ways, we're going to move it on along. Here, let's just pull this out. Let me do it this way. I don't. Oh, wait, look at there. What do we got right there? Hendersonville at the top. Oh, this is Nashville down here, guys. That's where the FBI headquarters for the state of Tennessee is at. That is the FBI headquarters in Tennessee. They have one in every state. Now, if Mommy Socks has their pockets in all these people here, what's there to say it doesn't expand down here? You know what I'm saying? What is it that would stop them to go as far down into Nashville and have their hands in a few pockets down here as well? And therefore, the whole state of Tennessee is muddled up. Now, TBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, let's go a little further out because they are right here in Memphis. And so, no, I don't trust any of them. I don't trust any law enforcement in this whole entire state right there. I just don't. None, 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 none. And that's why I go above the state of Tennessee if I'm going to turn anything in. I don't trust any of these at all. And yeah, TBI are worthless. I mean, Chris has his buddy working there. Oh, I agree, SL. If it got turned over to the FBI, it's easily solvable. Sumner County will never turn it over. And the reason I believe they will never, ever, ever turn it over is because their ass will be cooked. They will fry, per se. They wouldn't last long in the pen, and that would be their outcome because of all the dealings they have had with this family. And they will not let go of this case. They will sit on it until the day they are all no longer alive. And, you know, Nina told us while she told her whole story just how her gaining back the custody of her daughter and going home back to New Mexico They harassed her. Once they handed the baby over, she just wanted to get out and leave. Oh, look here. Seclusion Works says, I had Sumner County hang up on me when I called in a tip. Yep. They are doing that with quite a few. They're telling them thank you and hanging up. Emails are being replied to. This is not the type of tip we are looking for. And all you can do is question why. Why did they treat Nina the way they did? Why did they have that door locked? Exactly, Crime and Justice. They will not even declare this case a cold case, because if they did, the cold case team can be called in and the truth will come out. They will sit on this case. They will leave it open and say it's an active investigation until the day they die. I'm telling you. We talked the other day about the generational corruption. It goes deep, folks, very, very deep. And their family and friends may even sin on it when they're gone. I know. So they arrested a guy mowing his lawn. Yes. He was an RSO and had 2 offenses, but wasn't locked up. So they went and took him off his lawnmower and put him under arrest. Seclusion said, I called them about the switch timestamp and they hung up on me. Good golly. They declared Oakley Carlson dead, but they say the case is still open. Yeah. Exactly. As Sel says, FBI needs to go to a judge, have Sumner County Sheriff's Office turn it over. Exactly. It needs to be done, because if it's not, that corruption remains strong. They get rejected. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Adam says he watched some Mob Crew. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Yeah. Mob Crew puts out some good work. And guys, I mean, it is very possible that Sebastian could have gotten another car. However, with the things we're seeing on the pictures from that 3 a.m., Sebastian was there. He was there in that backyard, courtyard area, possibly up in a shed there at one point or another. So whoever had him might have just rode around with him for a little while so that every player can get in place. Sandy said, I guess, I mean, I have sent him over 1,000. Oops. Keep sending them, Sandy. Keep sending them. That's what I say. I started sending every little thing I'm finding to the FBI, but I pull up the emails from Washington, D.C. I send them there and say, I do not trust your department in the state of Tennessee. I do not want to send something to them and them turn around and send it to Sumner County. No, Patricia, I haven't showed him. He doesn't need to see these. Not the ones we've got, no. And that's part of the reason why I'm not going to put them out publicly. Oh, good. Sandy says Alaska Facebook page are great with me when I post his flyers about every other day. Good deal, Sandy. Way to go. And that's all we can do at this point. Keep putting it out there. But I do send to the main headquarters in Washington, D.C., and tell them I do not trust your department in the state of Tennessee, not the state headquarters. I don't trust Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, nor do I trust the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. There are family connections to those two departments and cover-ups happening. And once anyone sends in information, seems as if that family gets all of their information sent to them. Right? Maybe the Navy does need to be invited in, right? I mean, they need to know what kind of person represented them. Yeah, there's conflict of interest all over the place with this case. And I mean, you got to stop and go back and question what really did happen to Sonny Weatherford, the sheriff. He was at a conference, happened to be staying in a cabin in the woods owned by Mommy and Christopher's stepdaddy. He had a heart attack and died. Oh, wait, what about the injury to his head? You know, come on now. I wouldn't want to be friends with them because people disappear that are their friends. People seem to die. Right, the Big Tooth family. Yeah, Sabrina. Uh, yeah, Sassy T. That's what I've been told. Yep, there was a cabin outside of Pigeon Forge area up there, and it was owned by the family, and he died inside that cabin. Very questionable. But they just said he had a heart attack. That's it. End of story. I agree. I believe they did. I believe they did too, Kylie. SI, you got to go, SI. Okay. Have a good evening. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Sandy, I think he was. Someone said he fell down the stairs. See, I had heard just recently when questioned, they were told he hit his head on a table. Yep, Mr. Worsham passed as well. The one that had the footage of Mommy and KK bright and early that morning. Yeah, Brenda Sue, I agree with you, girl. 100%. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different stories, just like with Sebastian going missing, right? How many times has KK told 6 different stories? 6 different versions of what happened that night. We've never had a timeline set because the first time they spoke, like I said, and I played it yesterday, within the first 3 minutes. Oh, Rhonda. But within the first 3 minutes, she said she went to sleep on the couch. She fell asleep about 10. And Mr. Chris makes it all crystal clear for everybody. He talked to the mother and she started dozing off on the couch, slightly falling asleep. And he told her to get up and put the dogs up and turn off the lights and go to bed. And that was around midnight. There goes any timeline we could ever have gotten. And it changed every time they talked after that. Never at the beginning did we hear there was a thud. Then we hear there's a noise. Well, what kind of noise? A thud. Wait until later. She says, she just hollered out, I don't know what you're doing in there, but knock it off and go to bed. No reply. And then all of a sudden, another time, he's replying to her. Right, Kylie? We are working hard to make it very crystal clear for the Proudfoots. Exactly. We are. Exactly. You don't threaten people who are involved in trying to find a missing child. People don't call subscribers on creators' channels and breathe heavy in the phone. People don't send someone to sit outside of other people's homes and intimidate them. I believe I do. I haven't been able to confirm exactly because no one will talk about it. Oh, yeah. Brenda Sue. You can go say hi to her. There you go, Brenda Sue. I would just walk by, make sure she saw you. I know, right? But the last time she spoke to him, he went to bed at 9. So, it depends on what version you listen to. Blue Eye says, I'm wondering what Ken Widener is thinking about this case. Guys, if there was anyone that I thought was trying to do the right thing, I believe it was that man, Ken Widener. Because he's the only one that didn't give us a BS type of story. Right, Sabrina? Not people who are helping to find your kid. Right. Let me see. I think this is possibly the one because of, hang on, let me find it. I don't know if it was, hang on, we're going to look through these again. Not that one. Is it this one? No. This is the ones we looked at yesterday, but it did have, look at all those facilities in the state of Pennsylvania. Just saying. Not that one. This one, maybe? Nope. Hang tight. We got it here somewhere, I promise you. Okay. If you look at this right here, I believe the conference was just somewhere close around the Pigeon Forge area. And up there up on Skyline Drive, Tennessee, there is a property. And it was just outside of that area, from what I understood. Okay, and just to let everybody know, see this little Cherokee National Forest part over here on the right side? If you follow that line down, just a little further down. That's about where I fell and broke my arm walking down the mountainside to the river. Okay. Good deal, Kylie. Good deal. So, yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, my arm hurts just thinking about it. Yes. What, Reverend Donna mentioned honeysuckles of some sort, and that honeysuckle RV park is right there. And you think about it, there's not going to be a lot of RVs in the winter time. And so that might have been a good place. He was in Gatlinburg. Well, if he was in Gatlinburg, he could have just drove home. He wouldn't need to stay at a cabin. So why would he be in a cabin? Is that where he died? Was in Gatlinburg? Okay, Kylie, way to go. Way to go. If you didn't see, okay, good to know, Gina. Good to know. Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge. Okay, they're pretty close, aren't they? Okay, well, that's good to know. But wouldn't that just be within driving distance to where his workplace is? Why would he need to stay in a cabin? I wonder. Well, now that just kind of piques my interest a little more. Yeah, there was a conference, the 2024 Sheriff's Association conference. Where was that at? In Gatlinburg? Or was it, he was in Pigeon Forge? See, I don't know. I was told it was a little cabin out in the woods. It's 3 hours away from Sumner. Okay. Oh, yeah. Gallatin is, see, I got Gatlinburg and Gallatin mixed up in my head there for a minute. My bad. Don't listen to me, y'all. My bad. Gallatin is right there by Sumner County. I mean, by Hendersonville in Sumner County area there. Okay. Gatlinburg is up by Pigeon Forge. Yes. Okay. I'm with you. Yeah. So that makes sense. It was a 3-hour drive, and those conferences, they probably go for a couple of days. And so he was cremated in Gallatin. Okay. So, yeah. Anyways, just, I don't know. I would think his family would have questioned things, but I don't know. It just seems awful. I don't know, suspicious to me. It's a little fishy sounding to me, all of it, staying in their cabin. I mean, come on. Was he not in their pocketbooks per se? And that was the best way to walk Craddock in, because they had him put in place right away. And so, just saying. Okay. Yeah, Kylie, definitely. Send me what you think, and we'll have a conversation about it. So yeah, there's just too much with question marks that just hang all over the whole county there. I mean, they're having a festival where they're going to have thousands and thousands and thousands of people coming into the area. And they won't allow us to just stand outside the gate and pass out missing person flyer of a boy from there, right there, not far from that place where they're going to be at. He disappeared. I mean, that's very questionable. And now they're telling all the bands not to interact. That tells you right there they've listened to our live stream. Because what did we say? We should get in touch with the Oak Ridge Boys, see if they'll mention Sebastian's name. Oh, wait, the bands aren't going to be able to mention or interact with anyone associated with Sebastian Rogers, the missing young man from their very town. Craddock said he didn't have a problem with flyers being passed out, but he wanted to make sure we passed out the one they have, the one that TBI has. The pictures of him as a young kid, not the ones that have been updated. Same information, but with a grown-up picture on it. What he looked like the day he went missing, basically. They don't want us to pass out those flyers. Let's make sure everybody is looking for a small young man, a very young child. How does that make sense? Hey, I'm too honest. Been missing you, wondering how you're doing. Hope all is well. So, I got questions. I can't help it. It doesn't make sense at all. They do. They look like two very different looking children. Exactly. They don't want this young man found. They don't. They don't care about him being found. They don't want him found. Because if they did, they wouldn't put out pictures of him when he was very little. The picture that the parents put out is going to be the kid we're looking for. Everybody's going to be looking for this 9-year-old little boy. And he's not 9. He wasn't 9 when he went missing. Yeah, Gina, we should have people doing that too. I know we have a big festival here every year, and I pass out one flyer. It has at the top Summer's information and at the bottom Sebastian's information. They know I'm out there. I get in touch with them. They don't care. It's good. They are happy to have me do it. Okay, Kylie, thank you. So if we did and went with what they wanted us to do, we would just pass out a flyer of a young man and leave it there because we're on YouTube. So we are nothing. We don't count. No tip from here counts at all. If we did like his mother and them, he was at the sheriff's conference at Pigeon Ford and he had a terrible fall and injured his head. Thank you, Shirley C. But see, we're being told now he died from a heart attack. But I was told, it was confirmed, he was in a cabin owned by the Bowersocks. I know, right, Brenda Sue? It's crazy. And if we went by what Katie herself, as the mother, going on Fox Nation, okay, a national syndicate, going to do this interview. They ask you for 5 pictures. She sent 1 video and 4 pictures. Guys, I'm not joking when I say one of those pictures did not even have Sebastian in it. That's how desperate she is to find her child, right? And the oldest one, he was probably about 10 years old, 11, maybe 11 years old. I'm wondering if it wasn't the one I showed just a minute ago, Crime and Justice. Right. Is it this one right here? Yeah, where it says Chris Proudfoot on the top left there. That's outside of Pigeon Forge. I'm not sure. I can't ever get a confirmation on exactly where it is. No autopsy. Yeah, I heard the same thing. There wasn't an autopsy done. And it was not Craddock, but one of the other officers that said he died of a heart attack. Okay. So there may be another cabin up in that area somewhere that they own. Oh, shoot, they probably sold it and got rid of it by now. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, autopsies do cost a lot of money, but see, at the time, there was nothing to say about it, I mean, nothing nefarious about it. Nobody's questioning it. Now we're all questioning it. Am I wrong about all of it? I very well could be. Like I said, I've told you all, this is what I have heard. Hey, Detroit Rock City, how you doing? Yeah, I bet Seth could go back to Nancy Grace, but I mean, there's nothing new here at all. Nothing new. So that's where the hurdle lies. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people quit covering Sebastian because there's nothing new at all. I don't want to quit on him. And so therefore, I'm covering everything that I can. Okay, I am, Blue. I am. All righty. Hey, Cowgal. Didn't see you in here. Thank you for that. That is so sweet. You are so sweet. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Hey, Gigi. Living the lake life. Oh, you are so welcome. I don't want to quit on Sebastian, and all we can do is go back now. But we're going back with a fresh set of eyes and ears, knowing what we know now to hear new things. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said yesterday, we heard Katie talk about the dogs knew Sebastian. So when he came in, he would wake up in the middle of the night, come in and get snacks. He would hush the dogs and they wouldn't bark at him. Well, where'd he come in from? Because if he was in his bedroom, then, you know, he would be in the house. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. Where'd he come in from? Boy, y'all are sending me all the information. Y'all go. Way to go. Okay, what about this? What about what, Rachel? Not sure what you're asking. I just looked up and saw you. Yeah, I wish we could do that. I don't know that Nancy Grace showed that. I don't know that she did show the flashlight video. And I think it's because, she got to go with what they're saying. And yeah, maybe, and he may have done that, Rachel. I don't know for sure. That would be a good question to ask him. No, he wasn't on vacation. He was at a conference. Yeah. And so, here we are asking all the questions, going back, listening to things that have been said, that we can now, knowing everything we know, go back and listen and catch new things that got overlooked. Yeah. Maybe, Sassy. I mean, that very well could be. I don't know for sure. I just was told he was at a cabin in the woods and it was owned by the Bowersox. I know. Right, Gina? She says Sonny never spoke on camera about Sebastian, only Craddock. We don't know. Maybe, Mommy Socks was friends with his wife. But guys, you stop and think about all the missing people cases that you have covered, looked at, listened to, watched, all the things. You never hear what you're hearing with Sebastian's case. There may be a divide with all the people, and they may not like each other because, they got difference of opinions. That's one thing. But when you have people being threatened, lawsuits being thrown out left and right, it keeps Sebastian's father from being able to go out and search because he's too busy with his lawyer and at courts. I mean, it has to make you go, what the heck? Let me see here. Shirley asked, Lolly, do you agree with Mom, the idea that Sebastian never made it home? Shirley, this is just my opinion. And I base my opinion, and I'll explain it exactly. I see the 3 a.m. video. I see how it's worked the way it should professionally be done to see what is lies beneath all of it. But taking away all the dark to let the light, everything come to light. And after seeing that, it is my opinion that he possibly could have been dropped off out of Katie's car, made to go get in a car with someone else. But I do honestly believe at some point that young man ended up back in that area there at the back of their home, because we see it. We see it. And if somebody was to have taken him from Texas Roadhouse, I think it was just for a distraction while things actually were taking place. I agree, Gigi. I don't think it was inside the house though. I think things happened outside, and I honestly question if it might be the neighbor's shed. And then I believe he was taken somewhere else from there. But did he make it home? Yes, I believe he did. He just might not have made it home with KK. And I believe that, however, whoever brought him home, I mean, he was brought home. Okay, so let me read this to you. Our Blue Eyes just sent this to me. It's talking about, Sebastian getting what to do if your child goes missing. Let me see here. Where did it start here? If a child receives SS benefits and goes missing, the payments do not automatically stop. Payments are typically suspended, and the representative payee must contact the Social Security Administration immediately. The SSA may suspend benefits and the child's eligibility is uncertain or their whereabouts are unknown. The funds may be redirected to a trust to be held until the child is found, and the representative payee may face prosecution for fraud if they continue to misuse the funds. What happens to the benefits suspension? The SSA may suspend benefits if the child's whereabouts are unknown or eligible is uncertain. If they prove the child is not alive, any future benefits are denied. The child is found alive, payments may be reinstated. Legal consequences. A representative payee who continues to collect benefits after the child goes missing could be prosecuted for fraud. Isn't that interesting? I wonder if there is a trust that is holding all of his payments till he comes back home, or if they were told he's not coming back home. Very interesting, huh? I know. That's the thing. Did she report it? Did she report it? Or did Seth have to do that? Oh, Sassy's got a good idea. Can someone call Social Security and make sure they know he is missing? Hmm. Well, well. Yeah, SL has sent me a lot, and others as well. It should be reported to Social Security Fraud Unit, possibly. Yeah. Daisy goes, "Give me the number, somebody. I'll do it." I believe he was getting SSI. I believe so. I know. Why are they going to say he's going to come walking through the door in 2 years? So, yeah. This is something that I have learned. Hey, Roxy R, how you doing, darling? Good to see you. Hope you're well. And welcome to everybody else coming in. Thank you all for being here. Um, while I'm saying all that, let me make sure to say, hit that like button, guys, if you like what we're doing. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, join our memberships. It's a great way to help us here at this channel. And my mods are dropping it, but along the bottom is scrolling my Cash App and my Venmo as well, if you'd like to help that way. It is all so appreciated. But the most important thing is you're here. So thank you. Okay, so we've already, I just got verification and it said I did call, even sent a missing persons flyer to them. They said they couldn't give out that information. No information needed as long as they know he's missing. Woo, looky here, looky here. Bo's been a member for 11 months. Wow, wow, wow. I love you, Bo. Thank you so much for being with us for so long, girl. Thank you, thank you. So, Blue Eyes is sending out flyers. She is sending out letters. And this right here, let me see, which one was that we needed to see so bad? Let me find it. Let me find it. This one. This one. This one. See all those red spots in Pennsylvania? Yeah. They've all received Sebastian's missing flyer along with a letter stating he is missing and his father has no idea where he is. His father is very concerned because he went missing from his mother and stepfather's home. Way to go, Blue Eyes. She's on it, guys. On it. And so we're doing all that we can do. It is. That's a lot of ARC facilities. Crime and Justice said, I emailed them all, but got no replies. They're going to be sick and tired of hearing about Sebastian, but sorry about their bad luck. That's all we can do, Roxy. We can just send out stuff all day long. Blue Eyed Jewel said all 700 facilities with the ARC have been sent a packet. All about Sebastian. For sure, for sure. And so, it's a labor of love is what you call that. Sebastian has some amazing people, absolute good hearts, wanting to do whatever they possibly can, all because that little boy captured each one of our hearts. Have That smile, my goodness. I mean, how in the world do you just sit there and bypass this handsome young boy? Look at him. Just to look at him, it makes me smile. Just to look at him. And I mean, that's why we're here, guys. That young man is the reason we're all here. It's the reason Blue is spending her very own money sending out just to the ARC facility over 700 of them. And she's contacting some on the up list. Yes. Yes. I mean, that's what it's about. If we're going to do this, we're going all in. I'm not going to sit here and just talk to y'all every day just so I can have some views. Nah, we could talk about other things. We could sit and talk till the cows come home. I don't care. But we're doing this for Sebastian. Right? Charlene Seconds Blue being our president of the Lollipop Club. She's amazing, y'all. She is amazing. Just like you all are. Every one of y'all. Well, too late. You got voted in, Blue. Congrats. Oh, and by the way, TJ's not with us today because she had a doctor's appointment, so she'll be on replay. But I forgot to tell y'all that a while ago. You are amazing, Daniel. Everybody is amazing. Oh, me and you, thank you. We have a really great family that we've developed here with great hearts. Everybody that comes over here, I hope and I pray that at some point they realize we're not here to stir up hatred or to cause drama. We don't want to play games. We're not playing games because we're here for a missing young man. Convenient. But it's not what we're going to do. If there is somebody that don't like what we're saying, don't want us to be on these streets or whatever, and want to talk crap about us or me or anything, so be it. I ain't got time for that. We got missing kid and we're finding him. We're going to do all we can. I'm not playing their game. Easy as that. Oh, Crime and Justice, thank you for being here. Get you some rest and keep doing a good job, y'all. Have to go over and look at her material that she's showing. Doing a great job. So you get some rest. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, it's that simple, isn't it, Gigi? That simple. End of story. I mean, I don't care. They're not going to get a response out of me because, there are some people in this world who just don't deserve my time. Just to put it nicely, And so I just don't have time. I don't play well with stupid people. People that want to make a mockery of a young man's case and bring in all the distractions and the drama and all the stuff. And, there's a creator that likes to play my live and talk. All she does is talk about how much she hates my voice and hates me. And okay, whatever. because I ain't your friend and I don't give a dang. Go on with yourself. Jealousy is a curse. Oh, I tell you, it's just crazy. Now, if something is said and I feel it deep, y'all will hear a reaction from me. I will come on, I will have my say, I'll end that live. They ain't never crossing my mind again from there on out. Just ain't happening. Right, Bo? We don't care. Don't care. I mean, at first it bothered me because I'm like, what the? I don't even know this person, and I was like, I'm not getting caught up in all of this. I never started out in the drama community and I'm never going to end up over there. There is no sense to do that if you catch my drift. I look at it this way. I'm better than that. I'm better than them. And I ain't got time for it. If I want to play with something that just, I'll go out and play with the goats. Yeah. How does it help find Sebastian? It doesn't. And that's why I'm not going to partake in it. Like I said, there is something that hits me hard. I will reply, have my say, and wash my hands of them. But that doesn't happen very often. But if I want to go play with anything, I could go out there and play with the goats, y'all. Come on. It'd be more entertaining than playing with some of these channels. It's just not worth my time. That would be relaxing to me to go out there and play around with the goats. Speaking of goats, I got to go out there and feed goats tonight. Goats are the goat. YouTuber. Yeah. But they are so cool. I love the goats. They're just so there. Lolly, I don't like to toot my own horn, but today I turned 79. What? Shirley, see? Oh my goodness. Happy birthday to you. How exciting. Well, Shirley, since today is your birthday, this is from you.
Woke up today with a smile in my heart. It's your special day, a brand new start. The candles are lit, the cake's in sight. Let's make this moment shine so bright. Happy birthday, my dear friend. May your joy today never end. Hope your dreams take flight, soar far. Have a day as sweet as you are. The laughter echoes, the music plays. Memories we'll keep for all our days. Raise a glass to the year ahead, for all the words we've yet to have said. Happy birthday, my dear friend.
Happy birthday to our beautiful Miss Shirley. Girl, you toot that horn all the rest of this evening because you earned it. It's your day. Thank you for telling us. So excited that, you shared a little bit of your birthday with us. That is so awesome. Hey, Tracy. Well, guys, we've been chatting it up for about a couple of hours. Daniel, you're not a goat. But I'm going to let y'all get out of here. I need to feed the goats and then I'm going to feed myself because I'm getting a little hungry. But before we go, I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming in, listening. Okay. I did a live that I did a couple months back, and it was from the goat pen. I sat out there with the goats and showed them while we talked for just a little while. But I appreciate all of y'all, guys. Each and every one of you make a difference to this young man's existence, his life. He matters. And I appreciate you all for the love that y'all show for him and the desire you have for him to be found, because it takes us all. And I am so grateful to have y'all with me on this journey. And one day, I hope and pray, hi, Jilly Bee, that Sebastian will know he has his own army, people that are fighting daily just for him. And so, with that being said, guys, y'all have a super great night. Be careful out on the YouTube street. And as always, I'll be back again tomorrow, same time. But until then, love and hugs to you all. See you tomorrow. Bye.